Hi friends, welcome to VTech. In this session, we are going to discuss about our fourth unit of our subject, that is nothing but sequential circuit 1. So before going to this topic, let's briefly discuss about the third unit, that is nothing but combinational circuit, right? So in the combinational circuit also, we are having the set of inputs and outputs, that is nothing but the output depends only on the present input, okay, in the combinational circuit. But coming to the sequential circuit, the output depends on the present input and also the previous output. So let's see the block diagram. When we are applying input to the combinational circuit, it directly produces the output. But in the sequential circuit, it also takes the previous output. That is nothing but previous output is also said to be the present state. Okay. Let's see here. So store the previous output, we have storage element, right? So that's why we are taking the memory elements here. And we are having the memory elements in the feedback path, and the memory elements which the present output is stored in the memory element is directly given to the input. That is nothing but in the sequential circuit, the output depends on the present state and the present input. Okay. So let's see the differences between the combinational circuit and the sequential circuit. So when we are taking the set of inputs and the outputs in the combinational circuit, output depends only on the present input, but in the sequential circuit, output depends in the present input and the present state, that is nothing but the previous output, right? So and coming to the next one, in the combinational circuit we does not require any feedback path, but in the sequential circuit by using for the memory elements we need to require feedback path, right? And next one, combinational circuit we does not require any memory elements to store the elements, but in the sequential circuit we need the memory elements to store the previous output. And next one, to trigger these memory elements we need to give a clock signal. That's why in the combinational circuit we does not have any clock signal, but in the sequential circuit we have a clock signal. And next one, these combinational circuits are easy to design, and in the sequential circuit these are somewhat difficult to design. Okay. So next one, types of sequential circuit. In this we have two types, asynchronous sequential circuits and the synchronous sequential circuits. So coming to the asynchronous sequential circuits, suppose if some or all the outputs of the sequential circuit does not change with the transition of the clock signal. Okay. So those sequential circuits is said to be the asynchronous sequential circuit. Means suppose if you want to take the output, if you want to take so many blocks, right, total all the outputs are does not change at the same time, at a particular time, we are calling it as a asynchronous circuit. And also this synchronous circuit is not synchronized for only positive edges or only for negative edges or any clock signal. Okay. So coming to the sequential circuit, total all the outputs change with the same time, that is changed with the transition of the clock signal. So those type of sequential circuit are said to be the synchronous sequential circuit. Okay. So in this synchronous sequential circuit, it is synchronized only with positive edges or only with negative edges. Okay. So next one is the clock signal and triggering. So what is the clock signal means? We are taking here. So it is a periodic signal. We represent it in a square wave. Okay. So when the clock is in on state or when the clock is in off state, we are having the diagram. Okay. Nothing but suppose when the clock is in on state, we have to raise the signal. And suppose if the clock is in off state, we have to fall the signal. Okay. So first one you have to take here is nothing but when we are taking the signals, both the on time and off time is in same, then the signal is drawn like this. So then the signal is drawn in the square wave forms. Okay. So one time period, nothing but one cycle is said to be the time period. Okay. So in this, for the low logic, that is nothing but we are taking the 0 volts for low logic, and for high volts, that is it may be either 5 volts, 7 volts, 9 volts or 12 volts, anything. We are taking high logic for these voltages. Okay. For 0 voltages we are taking low voltages. So in this clock signal, when we are taking the 0 volt, it should be in the low voltage. When we are taking the high volts, it should be in the high voltage. Okay. So let's see another one. Suppose when the clock signal on time and off time are different. So in that ways we are having the train of pulses. That is nothing but clock signal is having the train of pulses. So let's see here. Suppose for the 0 volts the signal is in off condition. That is nothing but we are having the low logic. And for the 5 volts, the signal is in on condition. That is nothing but the signal is in high voltage, right? But the on time and off time are not in same position, right? So when the on time and off time are not in same position, then the signals are drawn like this. And when the on time and off time is in same position, then the time periods are drawn like this, okay? So when we are taking the on time and off time, in this time period, it may be twice the on time or twice the off time. But in the different form, it may be taken as the sum of on time and the off time, okay? That is nothing but T equal to T by 2 plus T by 2, okay? So this is 1 T by 2 and this is 1 T by 2, right? So that's why we are taking it as sum of on time and off time. So next one is the types of triggering. In the triggering, we have two types, that is nothing but level triggering and the edge triggering. So coming to the level triggering, in that also we have two types, that is positive level triggering and the negative level triggering. Suppose when you want to give a signal or when we want to give a clock signal, suppose it is in the form of high logic and the low logic, right? So let's see here, when we are taking the sequential circuit, when we are giving the clock signal, it may be or high or it may be low, okay? So when the signal is in high logic, that is said to be the positive level triggering. Means, just see here, when the signal is in high, this is said to be the positive level triggering. Suppose when the signal is in low condition, that is nothing but low logic, the signal is said to be the negative level triggering, okay? So this one. And next one is edge triggering. In this edge triggering also we have two types, that is nothing but positive edge triggering and the negative edge triggering. In the positive edge triggering, what is the edge triggering means? So it gives the transitions between the low logic to high logic or high logic to low logic, right? So in that way, positive edge triggering means when we are taking the signal from low logic to high logic, that is from when we are taking the signal from low logic to high logic, that is nothing but the positive edge triggering, and this is also known as the rising edge triggering, okay? And when the circuit, when the clock signal we are taking is from high logic to low logic, this is nothing but the negative edge triggering, and it is also said to be the falling edge triggering, okay? So I hope all you understand this sequential circuit. Thank you.
Install VTeach app.